This is how most people's bench bar path looks like when they first start, straight up and down. What we actually want is a diagonal line downwards towards the bottom of the sternum. From there, we want to flare back towards our head as much as we can on the way up. This is a bit exaggerated here for demonstration. But why do we want to bench with this bar path specifically? Full credit where it is due, this explanation comes from an article by Greg Nuckols that looks at work by Thomas McLaughlin. There's two parts to the explanation. The first is biomechanical modeling. The second is looking at studies in elite and novice lifters. Starting with the biomechanics, the closer the bar is horizontally to the shoulder joint, the lower the total flexion moment arm at the shoulder is. In other words, less force is needed. The yellow line here is the total flexion moment arm. This is the force we have to overcome. The red line is the horizontal component of this moment arm. The only thing that will change this line is the grip width. The blue line is the vertical component of our flexion moment arm. By decreasing it with flaring, we can decrease the total moment arm and the total force we have to overcome. As you can see here, the yellow line will be much smaller when we are in a flared position. Now, the total flexion moment arm is equal to the horizontal component from the past picture. This is not increased in size again, as remember, it is solely dependent on our grip width. So from this, you may wonder, why don't we just press straight up and down and reduce the flexion moment arm throughout the whole lift? The answer is, touching lower down cuts the range of motion enough to outweigh the moment arm reductions. For most people, you want to touch somewhere around the bottom of your sternum. Now, these differences aren't just theoretical through this biomechanical model. If we look at studies in lifters, we see the same results backing up this theory. Here, we have three lifters' bar paths. A novice benching 245 pounds, Mike Bridges benching 463 pounds, and Bill Kazmaier benching 605 pounds. As you can see, the stronger lifters flare much more. This isn't just three isolated cases either. They looked at comparisons between elite lifters and novice lifters and found that elite lifters flared much more. As well, within elite lifters, those whose benches had plateaued, they found that they tended to have the same bar path year after year. But in lifters who had increased their bench press, their flaring also increased alongside it. So, how much will this flaring help in total? Greg Nuckols looked at this, comparing the force output by elite lifters and novice lifters, and found that with flaring and the same force output, you would bench about 35% more with flaring. Here's how I calculated that number. This is from the article by Greg Nuckols. Elite lifters with their flared bar path benched 88% of their max force production. Novice lifters benched 65%. 88 is 35% bigger than 65. And no, I didn't misread the article. The 35% difference written there just happened to be the same. You can do the numbers and calculations for yourself. There is one caveat to this form. Some people, when they flare, will experience pain in their shoulders. Now, I don't think this is inherent in the movement at all. I think it's just something you need to give time for your body to get used to. If you slowly acclimate to this form and make sure you're strengthening your shoulders with some isolation work alongside it, you should have no problem whatsoever. So, how would you implement this into your bench press? First off, just cue it on all your horizontal pressing. Don't cue moving the bar back towards your head. This commonly causes elbows to come out of alignment with the bar, which will increase the triceps extension moment arm. Instead, cue moving the elbows back towards the head. This should keep the elbows, forearm, and bar as one solid unit without any one part moving relative to the others. A second way to increase the amount of flaring in your bench press is an exercise I use for myself as well as lifters I coach, the 2 Paws bench press. This exercise is just what it sounds like. You pause in your chest and again between 1/3 and halfway up. Pause for 1 second. The goal is to be in a flared position here. As you progress, you should be more flared at the same height. Flaring is very awkward at first, so keep this exercise really light to let you get lots of flaring and ingrain the motor pattern. Any rep scheme can be beneficial with this exercise. And if you're not a powerlifter or somebody who cares about the pause bench press max, you don't have to pause in your chest, just midway up. So again, thanks for watching the video, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, help me grow the channel. If you have any other suggestions for similar videos, topics you want me to go over in these long formats, comment them down below. And again, thanks for watching.